Hey Facebook, it's Wendy Jacobs here with another quick video message. And today I wanted to continue talking about what I started in my previous video, which was, are you being delusional in your relationship? Now at the end of that video, I started to talk about what you can actually do if your needs are not being met in your relationship. Okay, so this video, essentially, I'm going to be talking about needs. Now, needs are absolute necessity. These are absolute requirements, the things that you need to have happen in your relationship in order to be happy, in order to be safe, in order to be joyful, in order to experience love, or anything else that you would love to experience in a relationship. This is very different to a want, right? Needs are necessities. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of challenges that many people face in regards to having their needs met, and then give you some suggestions about what you can go about doing so that you can start to create the kinds of relationships that you want to have. Okay? So number one, the number one problem is that often people don't even know what their needs are, right? They don't even know what it is that they're looking to experience in a relationship. That's usually the number one problem. A very common second problem is that even if they do know what they want, they don't know how to get it or how it needs to be experienced in order to get what they want. Right? So for example, let's just say someone has a need for love and they know this. I love it when I feel loved in my relationship, but they have no idea on how to feel love in their relationship. Now, if they don't know how to get the feelings that they're after, then what clue does their partner have? So as you can see or hear from what I've shared, knowing what you need is extremely crucial to your success in both relationships and in life. Secondly, how? How do I get that need met? Now, there are many different ways that you can get your needs met. So let's stick to the example of your need for love. Now, some people will say it's as simple as a smile. Others will say, well, I really need to be held. Others will say things like, I need to be reassured. I need to be complimented. I need to be told that I'm loved. Everyone has a different way for having this need met, and there is no right and wrong. All there is right now is an awareness, because this awareness will give both yourself clues and the person that's in relationship clues as to what it is that needs to happen in order for you to feel what you're wanting to feel in your relationship. Now, the third challenge, a very, very common challenge, is people actually have difficulty asking for what they want in a relationship. Now, if you don't ask, then how do you expect to receive? And of course, you're not going to be able to ask if you don't even know what you're asking for. So you can start to see why sometimes in relationships, things can seem to get quite complicated. You could be stuck in a situation where conflict is consistently arising and you have no idea why. There may be consistent resistance and you don't understand why. Because at a deeper level, there are things that are going on or not going on that are triggering you. But you've got to become conscious in order to know what that is, to make the changes or the requests in order to have those needs met. So what happens now? Now that you've become conscious and now that you've put the requests forward, what happens if that is met with resistance? What do you do in your relationship? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of clues. Number one, you have the option to go and get that need met somewhere else. But you need to be careful here and think about whether this is something you're willing to do, whether this is a negotiable, that you sort of look at the needs that you need and you go, okay, well, one of the things that I need in my relationship is that I need physical touch. I need to be held. I need to be hugged. And you might be in a relationship with someone that actually really doesn't enjoy doing that. So they might flat out refuse, or they might give it to you minimally, or they might give it to you in a way that doesn't really feel the way that you were hoping it would feel. So in this circumstance, you can think of all the other ways, all the other things that can happen in order for you to feel loved. And by spending some time and thinking about this and asking yourself the question, what needs to happen in order for me to feel loved? Or what was happening the last time I felt loved? When you ask these kinds of questions, you're going to be given answers, and those answers are your clues. Get a pen and paper and write them down and start to be conscious of what are the things that you need to have happen in your relationship that help you feel whatever it is that you're wanting to feel. You first might want to identify what are the top 3 feelings you're wanting to experience in your relationship. So after you've identified these two things and you've put the request forward and that request has been resisted, think about the options that you have now. You may be able to have some of these needs met outside of your relationship if that is something that is appropriate for you. If it's an absolute non-negotiable that this is a need that needs to be met in my relationship, then this may be an opportunity for you to be completely honest with yourself and recognize that this might not be the relationship for you. Because if your needs are not being met in your relationship, I can guarantee you that you're setting yourself up for a life of unhappiness. So you have some decisions to make around this. So let's just say now that yes, you've recognized that I had these needs, these are all the ways I can have them met, and these are all the options. These are all the other ways that I can also feel love in my relationship, so I can present to my partner some more options about what it is that I would love to experience and how. This is a really powerful exercise. The reason I'm sharing this today is that working in the space of relationship and breakups, one of the most common things that I see all the time is unmet needs. And the other most common thing, as you can probably guess, is that people's lack of awareness or lack of consciousness of what their needs are, and then an even deeper, greater lack of awareness of consciousness of what it is they need in order to have their needs met. And then the struggle that many have to actually ask for that need, the struggle that they feel when they are vulnerable and they feel that they need to ask for something outside of themselves. I'm going to keep this video short as always. I hope what I've shared with you has been helpful here today and that you've got some tips that are going to help you both in your life and in your relationships. So as always, live consciously and filled with love. Have a beautiful day.